Don't drink the matcha on the left. In this video, we're going to talk about why quality matters when it comes to matcha, and how you can avoid drinking super bitter matcha tea that looks like this. What you want to go for instead is matcha that has a vibrant jade green color to it, a nice foam, and a naturally sweet and smooth flavor. This of course requires a lot more effort and a much longer production process. So let's talk a little bit about why matcha looks like this, and why a good matcha looks like this. This high quality matcha is no accident. It's carefully cultivated and produced by tea farmers in order to capture a specific flavor profile. What most tea drinkers look for in a matcha is this smooth and savory or umami flavor. While the word savory is often used to describe foods, it can also apply to certain types of teas, particularly Japanese green teas. But what gives the tea this savory flavor? The savory flavor comes from the presence of an amino acid called theanine. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, so you can see how amino acids would have a similar flavor profile to protein-rich meals. The theanine in green tea is also what's responsible for that calm and alert feeling you get when you drink a cup of tea. L-theanine can buffer some of the negative side effects of caffeine, so rather than getting a rapid jolt of energy and then a crash later on in the day, you get a longer lasting, more sustainable energy. This is why people like to drink green tea, particularly matcha, during long periods of work and study. Okay, we get it. Theanine is great for flavor and health benefits, but how do we get some of it? L-theanine only comes from two species of plants, and one of them is the tea plant. The tea plant produces this naturally, but the theanine content in most green teas is only a fraction of what it can be. If the farmer wants to boost the levels of theanine and create a super sweet tea, he has a secret trick he can use. To produce these sweet teas like matcha and gyokuro, the farmer will actually cover the tea plants in a type of netting. When the tea plant is exposed to sunlight, it actually converts theanine into catechins as a protection against the UV light. This is great for the plant, but not so good for the people that like to drink the tea because the catechins have more of a bitter flavor to them. If the tea farmer wants to produce that perfect, smooth matcha we saw earlier, the tea plants will have to retain more of their theanine and produce less catechins. By shading the tea plants, he stops the plant from producing catechins. The tea leaves also produce more chlorophyll to compensate for the lower level of sunlight, and this is why the tea changes color. So already we start to see why we shouldn't be drinking that tea on the left. If the tea is brown in color, it means that this shading step was skipped, right? Kind of, but the production of premium matcha tea is even more complicated than that. After the tea plants have been shaded for 3 weeks, the farmer will then select the top 3 leaves of the tea plant. These leaves are the smoothest and sweetest in flavor and the highest in nutrients. If the tea is made from the older leaves lower down in the tea plant, the color of the matcha will be more yellow. So is that it? Can we finally drink the matcha now? Unfortunately, there's still more work that needs to be done, and it will further differentiate the matcha on the right from the matcha on the left. After the best leaves have been selected, they are then gathered up to be steamed, rolled, and dried just like a typical Japanese green tea. What makes matcha unique is that it actually has its stems removed. These yellow stems will not only make the color of the matcha powder more yellow, but they will also make the flavor less sweet. This step is often skipped, and that's why you end up with these yellow matcha teas that have a more bitter flavor. Finally, once the leaves have been shaded, harvested, and destemmed, they are ready to be ground into a fine powder. This has to be done in a big granite mill, which has a large network of grooves that push the tea leaves out as they are ground into a finer and finer powder. You can grind tea leaves in a smaller mill with a smaller network of grooves, but the consistency will be much more coarse and gritty. What you really want is a super fine and smooth matcha powder, and for that you really need the right equipment. It takes this mill an hour just to produce 50 grams of matcha powder. So when you compare the price between the matcha on the left and the matcha on the right, you'll understand why there is a difference. If you're going to pay money for matcha, you might as well be getting the good stuff. If you plan on making matcha lattes, you can go a little bit cheaper and get the latte grade matcha. This is made with all the same steps as the premium matcha, but it's made from a later harvest, so the nutrients will be a bit lower and the flavor won't be quite as smooth. This actually isn't a problem because you'll be adding milk and sugar to the drink, so the stronger flavor actually helps to balance out the matcha latte. If you want to drink matcha plain like they do in the traditional Japanese tea ceremony, you'll really want to go for a premium matcha. If you want to save money, a good matcha for beginners is the Noike matcha. This matcha is naturally smooth as it comes from the Okumidori cultivar, but it's a fraction of the price compared to similar matcha teas. It's grown on a small forest tea field outside of Kyoto by a talented farmer named Mr. Noike. If you really want to level up your matcha experience, you can go for the Matcha Washimine, another super smooth Okumidori matcha from Kyoto. This tea is good enough to be used in special tea ceremonies, and it's the most popular matcha tea that we offer. If you want to try a bunch of different matcha teas, you can try out our Matcha Sampler, a collection of the best matcha we found after traveling around Japan for the past few years. All of these teas were produced without the use of pesticides or chemicals, and they are available with free shipping. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it helped you clear up a few questions when it comes to the different qualities of matcha. As you can see, quality really matters when it comes to matcha, and if you really want to have a true matcha experience, you have to go for the good stuff. If you have any questions about matcha or green tea in general, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Until then, we'll see you next time.